Among the many things that we can never agree on this show, the actual definition of what is a favorite. The odds here define England as the favorites to win the European Championships this summer. Robbo, Don, and Ian still with us. Of course, we've been watching a lot of World Cup qualifiers of late. Robbo, let's start with you. Who's looking good? Who is your favorite right now for the European Championships?
Well, I wouldn't say they're favourites, but I've been watching a lot of Italy, and over the course of the last couple of years, they've been the most consistent side. I mean, they've done brilliantly under Mancini. They got a good win against Northern Ireland. They played some good football in the first half. They've got a settled squad. They know exactly how they're trying to play. Mancini plays with this 4, but it's almost a 3.5-man defence, and one of the wing-backs or one of the full-backs gets forward. They've got Immobile with a bit of pace up front. They're a very good side at the moment. They've still got Bonucci playing and Chiellini. They were good against Northern Ireland. They caused themselves 1 or 2 problems when they tried to play it from the back in the second half. But they're the side that have had the best record in recent times. So Italy are certainly dark horses.
Ian, 5-1 for England. You having it?
I don't think England should be favourites, and I think that price is based on the fact that the semi-finals and the finals are at Wembley, and England will play all their group games at Wembley. So home advantage means something. Are they the best team in Europe? No, I don't think so. A lot of attacking talent and a lot of promising young players coming through, but I think it's a very, very open tournament. Any number of teams could win it. I think you've got to say France really should be the favourites, shouldn't they? World champions, and they've still got most of that team. Maybe a question mark whether Giroud can do it for another tournament for them. I like Portugal. I think they've got a better team now than the one that won it 4 years ago, but they're in that tough group with France and Germany. And, you know, even teams like Turkey, we saw the other night, knocking 4 goals past the Netherlands. So every game's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be a super watch.
Yeah, sitting on the fence, Ian. Don, what about you? Why not England? Don't they have the talent to do it?
My goodness me, Sebi. Here we go again. Every 2 years, England win a game. They beat San Marino 5-0. Then all of a sudden, somehow the bookies rank England favourites ahead of the world champions Belgium, ahead of the ranked #1 team in the world, ahead of France. Germany, I think, are dark horses as well. Probably got one of the best midfields, I think, in Europe. You think of Joshua Kimmich and Gundogan, Goretzka. If they can get Timo Werner, Sane, Havertz, Byron, they've got a chance. I think I totally agree with Robbo, by the way, on Italy. They look a tremendous team and got some goals all over the pitch, and likes Locatelli and Berardi, Chiesa, Immobile. So I think, like Ian said as well, I think what it is going to be, it's going to be a super watch, and anyone can beat anyone. It's going to be fascinating.
Just going back to your point, sorry, Don, just going back to your point, you know, and I agree with you, Germany have got a very good midfield and a good side. It was only 2 matches ago that they lost 6-0 to Spain. So that shows how inconsistent teams have been at the moment. The same with Spain. I've seen them play really well on other occasions. They've looked lacklustre. I think I saw them play away from home in Ukraine, and they lost the game by a couple of goals to nil where they were really poor. So there's not really one consistent side at the moment apart from Italy.
And England lost at home to Denmark 1-0 a couple of games ago. So it's, as you say, who's a banker?
Robbo, in your mind, what's holding England back from being considered a favourite?
I don't think, well, in my view, the manager or the coach is good against, he talks brilliantly to the press, Gareth Southgate. He's been a brilliant manager of the players, I think. He's done so well getting the press on side, which a lot of England managers haven't done. They've given him a lot of good press. But I don't think he's a top-class coach. We've seen that in the very big games. We saw that in the semi-final of the World Cup when it was obvious that they had to change the system and they didn't. I think he's not a particularly good coach, and he will be found out in one of the big games. And that's why, for me, England won't win the European Championships.
Shaka, do you want to pick one team, or like the guys, do you want to literally name all of Europe?
I'll pick one team, but as Don mentioned them, Belgium, number one ranked team in world football right now. Guys talk about inconsistency of so many. France as well beat Ukraine 7 in October, draw with them 1-1 in World Cup qualifying a few days ago. For Belgium, I think Roberto Martinez has a very balanced squad. An aging back three, but they're experienced and know what they're doing. I felt at times going into major tournaments, it was the striking department that would let Belgium down. I think coming into this tournament, you've got Romelu Lukaku in the best form of his career. I think that takes them one step further, even though they can't rely on the talents of Eden Hazard as they had done in the past. I just feel that this squad right now is as good as it's ever been for as long as we've been talking about Belgium as number one. And I'm not sure how long this squad stays together, given how much plaudits they've gotten over recent years and not delivered on it. I think this is their last chance.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.